right, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us, and thank you for the great weather. I actually flew in this morning from Miami. I was at the racing event in NASCAR Ford Championship weekend over the weekend. Sorry about Ford not winning, but we tried. But it's great to be here, of course, and you know why we're here. We get the first look at one of the most important new performance vehicles yet for Ford Motor Company. And of course, here we are in Carroll Shelby's garage, the future side of the Shelby Automotive Museum, and what a great place to do this. And thank you all for coming, and thank you for the great display of vehicles outside as well. It looks great out there, and I'll get a chance to go out even more and see some in a little bit. All right, so you know why we're here. Let's get started. You know, performance has always been a big part of Ford Motor Company. As a matter of fact, as you know, it's core to our history. Henry Ford won that famous sweepstakes race with a 999 car. That attracted investors, and you know the rest of the story. In 1903, we became Ford Motor Company, and here we are 111 years later. That success attracted investors, but performance helped Ford really push the limits of innovation and make history. And you know our history, Ford Motor Company, certainly engines were a big part of that, and you know all about our history there. But racing continues to connect with customers and inspire performance vehicles. In fact, this year in NASCAR, for example, after this weekend, you know, we had 14 wins this year, more than we've had since 2005. So you can make the connection to how all this fits together. When you look at our great performance cars that wear the blue oval, all of them make us proud. And performance is a big important part of our business. When you think about the portfolio, we'll talk about that in a second, what that means to Ford, what that means to our brand, to our customers, and of course, to our most passionate customers, our enthusiasts in Mustang and other derivatives of our vehicles. It's core to who we are and in our brand DNA about being fun to drive. Now, of course, everything starts with innovation, and racing allows us to test the limits of our capability, to learn and to grow our engineering capability. Aerodynamics, lightweighting, and of course engine technology is a very important part of that. And all these advanced technologies are relevant to today's production vehicles, including of course our performance vehicles. They allow us to display our engineering prowess and also take new technology to a higher level. Let's talk about one of those. The best example probably of our more performance innovation lately has been our commitment to EcoBoost engines. Just 5 years ago. That's a big bet at the time. It's now paying off handsomely. You know, we've had more than 2 million EcoBoost engines sold globally, which of course give you great fuel economy and great performance. And you know they're fun to drive. You know, the EcoBoost Foundation set the foundation for a new generation of performance. We see results in the success of small performance cars, and now our incredible EcoBoost powered Mustang this year. The Ford performance portfolio you see above me here has something for everyone. Fiesta ST, Focus ST, Taurus Show, Edge Sport, Explorer Sport, Raptor, and of course, Mustang. We'll soon today be adding another great car to that list. Let's talk about Mustang, our 6th generation Mustang that you all know and love. It's been an incredible year for Ford Performance for us to get a chance in the 50th year of Mustang to launch that 6th generation Mustang, the best Mustang ever. Now with more options to choose, Mustang can fit any lifestyle, and now can fit those lifestyles around the world for the first time. So you know the story about the new Mustang. We have upgraded V8 with 435 horsepower, 400 pounds of torque, 300 horsepower 3.7 liter V6, and of course the all-new 2.3 liter EcoBoost engine, which gives us 310 horsepower and 320 foot-pounds of torque. Now, consumer response so far has been very strong to the new Mustang. In fact, on average here in the US, Mustangs are turning every 6 days. They get to the dealership and they're gone within 6 days. That tells you how great this product is and what kind of enthusiasm there is out there. And of course, media have been loving this Mustang since we started showing it in December of last year. There's a lot to love about this new Mustang. Let's see some of those highlights. Road and Track's Performance Car of the Year finalist. We have the hottest car at SEMA this year, pretty cool. Automobile Magazine's All-Star Award winner, Motor Trend Car of the Year finalist, and Cars.com Shopper's Choice List, just to name a few of the awards we've already won with this new Mustang. Now, performance products are a lot of fun. I have a Ford GT, I have one of the new Mustang limited edition versions, and we like this business because it's fun, but it's also smart for our business. Performance differentiates our brand and differentiates products in our lineup, and it brings new customers, new attention, and new enthusiasts to the Ford brand. For example, Ken Block. Let's take a little bit, look at what he can do for us. So here we go, and the great thing about Ken Block is, of course, it's the vehicle you see, right? It's an ST flying away through the skies, and look at 67 million plus YouTube views. That attracts a different customer base than we historically have attracted with Ford products. And of course, this also allowed us to happen to win the Rally Car Championship this year. Ken's been a great add to our brand, and these are the kind of performance vehicles that can attract new customers and get more screen time for us in places like YouTube or in the movie theaters or of course on the roads, whether it's here in LA or elsewhere. So, Ford Racing performance parts also allow us to do a little bit more with this business. The enthusiasts and those who are attracted to our Ford Racing portfolio now have parts and accessories that can be a part of their own vehicles and make them personalized in their own. And of course, especially Mustang, a lot of enthusiast owners and racers take advantage of our Ford Racing parts and distribution as well. Now, you know why we're here. Today's about a great new car for American performance enthusiasts. An icon of the industry in a place that we all know and love with Carroll Shelby. A hero to those who celebrate performance and speed. A thoroughbred engineered to tackle the most challenging roads and racetracks. Ladies and gentlemen, the all-new Shelby GT350 Mustang.
There's a lot of designing, testing, and trial runs behind every new innovation or new performance record. How do I know? My name's Carroll Shelby, and performance is my business.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ford's Executive Vice President, Global Marketing, Sales and Service, Jim Farley.
What a special day. As Joe said, we have a lot of special cars at Ford, but here we are in Carroll's house, right here in Gardena, and with such a special car. I have to tell you that I love getting to know Carroll. And if you knew Carroll, the one thing that he would always say is, what's next? Well, we're really proud to share with you this really special car today. And I am so delighted that the whole team that created it is here, from the design team and the engineering team, but also that we're doing it here in Carroll's home place. This was a very special place for him. And it makes perfect sense we're here today. I'd like to share a little bit more about the car itself, because we had very ambitious goals as we set out to develop and execute this product. Certainly, it's the most athletic Mustang ever, the GT350. And as much as it's great to look at, I just wish you could drive it, because that's really what makes it different. It's truly a ground-up performance vehicle. All the features that I'll talk about combine to make this car so special. It has a soul and a personality. And yes, it's intended to be driven on all the great tracks and roads in the world, but that experience itself is what makes this car different, not just the specs. It's great in a straight line, but what really makes this different is how it feels when you drive. You know, we have so many new performance vehicles in our industry, but there's only a couple of brands that really still are truly different and have that secret sauce. I'd say the 911 and the Mustang are two. This is the GT350. It's very similar in character than actually 911 GT3. Has the same aspirations, and it occupies, in our eyes, the same territory. Yes, for traditional buyers like myself, it ticks all the boxes, but that's not our ambitions. Our ambitions were to be much more sophisticated and attract a new group of customers. You know about the original GT350. I mean, if you were asked Carroll what that car was about, it was never intended to be on the road. He took the Mustang and he changed it for one specific reason: to win the B Production SCCA Championship. That was it. We built the road cars as a consequence of that ambition. Well, this car is truly that same essential race car for the street. And we're also really proud to announce that the GT350 will be the mark of the show at next year's Rolex Monterey reunion. And I cannot wait to be there to see all those cars roll on the racetrack and to be so connected with the thought here. We all know that that original 65, really, the essence of that car really was unique in the industry at that time, and the 66 and beyond were different in a way. Well, this car is really meant to connect using new technology to even a broader audience, that same idea of that defined performance. So let's take a look more on the product. Certainly, its stance is really important, but from an engineering standpoint, one of the most important fundamental changes that the engineering team made was that we increased the front track 35 millimeters. That may not sound like a lot, but it's a big deal. It's a really big deal for our customers. Certainly, all the springs, bushings, every part of the suspension has been refined specifically for the targets that we set for this vehicle. Another interesting thing you may not notice, but you will, is from the 8-pillar forward, all the body panels in this vehicle are completely unique. They're maximized for airflow and aerodynamics and cooling. The front fenders and the hood, are fully aluminum. And as well in the rear, you'll see a really unique spoiler, but also a fully functional rear diffuser. And of course, more is better, so we have 4 exhaust pipes. It not only looks great, but more importantly, it sounds great. And if you've ever owned or been in a GT350 1965, you know that sound is as much a signature of the vehicle as the way it drives. The suspension is completely race inspired, and it maximizes the potential in the car. And especially important are the tire package. The Michelin Pilot Super Sport. These are specifically developed just for the GT350. Incredibly attractive package. The foundation of any handling is, of course, the rigidity and stiffness of the base vehicle platform. And boy, we have a great platform here, as Joe said, with the new Mustang. All the chassis development work was done around the world. There were 2 key development tracks, Nürburgring and VIR, here in the States. The team really spent so much time on the chassis tuning itself to get that feel just right. Front stiffness has been further enhanced with a lightweight tower brace and carbon fiber grille opening reinforcements for that stiffness. Next area I really want to highlight is the braking. This was a key target for us and the team. The braking performance features very large, extremely large, 6-piston Brembo front caliber brakes in the front and 4-piston in the rear. You can see the sizes up there. These are massive brakes, but what's most important is that we have a 2-piece rotor. And not only do they look great, but they function fantastic. And this is also a big cost of ownership for customers versus a composite solution. We also have MagneRide dampers, which really deliver that world-class performance feel that's unique to the GT350. Well, let's talk about what's under the hood and the powertrain. We have an all-new 5.2-liter V8. It's very high revving and naturally aspirated. We feel that the natural aspirated V8, with all the changes that we made, really is the perfect package to deliver that real essential performance feeling. It's, as Joe said, over 500 horsepower and over 400 foot-pounds of torque. We won't give you the actual number, but that's where we start. Most powerful, naturally aspirated Ford production engine ever. And yes, it features a flat plane crankshaft. It really helps the engine operate at those higher RPMs, and you can really feel as you drive the vehicle that unique characteristic. It's something the engineering team really fought hard for, and thankfully they did. And it delivers, of course, that very unique, distinctive sound. The V8 is teamed with the Tremec 6-speed transmission. It's a really low effort shift, especially even at high RPMs. And we also have selectable drive modes for the customer. And we also have this really cool available track pack, which has enhanced oil cooler and other features for the track. And more customers we see doing track days. A track app is not just an exotic thing, it's really very important feature for customers. Now moving inside, the interior has also been optimized for performance. There are a lot of changes. We have these beautiful brand new Recaro Sport buckets that were developed just for the GT350. They look and feel fantastic. We have a flat bottom steering wheel and lots of other changes on the interior. We also have a new technology pack. This is something we've learned at Ford as we come out with these performance versions. People still want all the technology. So we have power leather trim seats, Shaker audio, a full 8-inch MyFord Touch screen, as well as dual zone electronic temperature control for our discerning customers who want all that creature comforts. Also, the vehicle is equipped with track apps. So you can get all your G-force monitored and tracked for you. You have your lap times, all your acceleration and braking metrics, and we even have some exercises that we can do for the customers on all those metrics. We really believe that GT350 changes the dialogue about performance within Ford. It really brings world-class performance to a larger audience, an audience that we think are going to be new to us. Yes, we'll sell them in the US and the Middle East, and we're really excited for the launch of the product. I have to tell you that this is a very special car for all of us at Ford. As I said, there are a lot of great technology in performance cars today. But there's very few cars that combine a naturally aspirated, high-torque engine with all of the braking capability of a world-class, even European standard, and the chassis dynamics of this vehicle. The combination is magical, and there's only a few vehicles in the world that can deliver that. And by far, this will deliver it at a completely different price point than them. And on behalf of the whole team that have worked as a passion, many extra hours, volunteering their time to really deliver that potential. I have to say thank you for being here. And we're really pleased, and I'm especially pleased to see all those faces that did all the work here today for you to see and to meet. Herman Sollenbach, Jamal, who you know very well, and Carrie. We have Maury Callum and Chris, the design team that delivered this gorgeous car. They're all here. Thank you so much. The car speaks for itself, and if you don't mind, why don't you come on up and we'll answer all your questions. Thanks.
This is the all-new Shelby GT350R. It's the most track-capable, street-legal Mustang ever. A car for that most demanding track-driving performance enthusiast. Like the original, the new GT350R is lighter with a highly refined suspension. It's been designed and engineered in the same spirit as the original competition 350, delivering never-before-seen track capability from a Mustang, thanks to innovations in aerodynamics, chassis engineering, and lightweighting. The car features a revised front air splitter and a new wing at the rear to generate more downforce. The suspension has been completely retuned and features a Ford-first MagnaRide shock damping system that's more aggressively tuned for racing. The GT350R is more than 130 pounds lighter than the GT350 with the track pack. Our criteria was simple. If a part or a feature didn't help the car go around the track faster, we deleted it. Air conditioning, gone. Rear seat, out. Backup camera, auto-dimming rearview mirror, no. No compromises, no frills. All by design. The GT350R is the first mass-produced vehicle with standard ultra-lightweight carbon fiber wheels. These wheels provide more than 50 pounds of unsprung weight reduction and offer higher levels of stiffness than the equivalent aluminum wheels. And they're fitted with Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 high-performance tires specifically created for the GT350R. Under the hood, Ford's all-new 5.2-liter flat plane crank V8, an architecture typically found only in racing applications or exotic European sports cars. It's Ford's most powerful naturally aspirated engine ever, delivering more than 500 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. The engine's mated to a Tremec 6-speed manual transmission with its own standard cooler to maintain temperatures under the most severe track conditions.